Hey guys, how are you? Hey Siri. Hi Jay Blake. Hi Juju. Hi Denise. What's going on? Let me turn this fan off. I got the ceiling fan on in here and it's cold. Hold on. Oh my God. Okay. Hey Boo. Hey Keonce. Hey Boo. Hey everybody. Okay. I was in the car earlier. You guys know. Oh my God. Y'all, what a day. I'm tired a little bit. I'm not sleepy at this moment, but I said, let me go ahead because I feel like I don't know what it's gonna happen tomorrow. But anyway. All right, let's get into this. I did this. Look, this today was weird. Okay. Um, so this is the lady. Okay, so this is the whole defense. First of all, let's just get into it, right? Um, if anyone wants to call in, you can. If you don't want to call in, it's fine. Um, all right, let's get into it. I did just put up well, it's running through through the checks to make sure it's so any of you guys in members, if you saw my Afeni Muhammad video, um I have an update because I got video. So I have the video now of the proceedings. So I'll put that up later. It's up, but it's going through its checks and stuff. Why isn't it showing? Hold on a second. Okay. It's here. It needs to go through its checks. I don't know. I might let it do its thing overnight. I don't know. I might just wait till in the morning. We'll see. Um all right. So that's that on that. All right. Let me pull up my monitor real quick. I'm sorry, guys. Thank you, Be the Light. Fran, I heard what you said about Wendy earlier. She should be worried. Yeah, she should be worried. What did I say about her? Girl, Wendy should be very worried. Okay, let's go through the last 2 days. So the prosecution rested Friday. We talked about that, right? Yesterday, I don't know what was going on, but so court started out yesterday. I didn't do an update. Court started out yesterday, and in these trials that that the defense is going to ask for an acquittal. They're like, oh, they didn't prove their case. They didn't the evidence did not match with the charges, and we moved for an acquittal, this, that, and the third. So that's exactly what they did, and it was denied. So this happened.
Adelson kept stacks of stapled cash in his house. There is no evidence that Donna Adelson did the same.
They're still trying to explain Kathy McBanoa saying that Wendy washed the money, Wendy dropped off the money, and Charlie gave the money to Catherine. Like, he told her that he implicated his mother and basically said she washed the money and she brought him the money. And when Catherine went and spilled the beans, that's how Donna got implicated, along with writing umpteen million checks, along with being the keeper of the information, tag numbers, car descriptions, all kinds of things, on top of the fact that she was super duper pissed, all of those things.
The evidence also reflects that Charlie Adelson had a safe the size of a refrigerator.
I don't know who sent for Charlie, if it was the prosecution or if it was the defense, but the fact that he's been here, he was transported on or around the 16th or something. of August, and he's been here pretty much, I guess, for 2.5 weeks. He probably was happy to feel some Florida air for a minute, being up there in wherever he is, North Dakota, South Dakota. Um, I'm just wondering why they didn't call him, but I just think he looks so bad. Um, he just looks real slimy that I don't think he would have helped her case at all.
There's no evidence that Donna Adelson had a similarly large safe. Before Mr. Markel was
So this is his defense. Look at her closing her eyes like, "Oh my god, I'm dead." Um just because Charlie had this safe the size of a refrigerator doesn't mean that she didn't have the money in suitcases under her bed. Like it's just the defense is so bad.
murdered, Wendy Adelson told Jeff Lacoste that the only way she could leave Tallahassee is if something happened to Mr. Markel. There is no evidence that Donna
Look at Judge Everett is like, "Are you kidding me?"
Adelson was aware of this statement made by Wendy Adelson. And there is no evidence that she also agreed that there was no way that Wendy Adelson could leave Tallahassee unless something happened to Dan Markel. Before Mr. Markel was murdered, Wendy Adelson told Mr. Lacoste that Charlie looked into hiring a hitman in the summer of 2013 after relocation was denied. There is no statement in evidence whatsoever that
He's
Donna
done.
Adelson was either aware
Yeah,
of that,
Judge Everett is
said or
done.
did anything to encourage that or incite that. There's also
Is Jackie sleeping? Is that like, do you see Jackie? She literally looks like she's sleeping. Do you see that? And there was some controversy about some damn sleeping pills. I don't know if she fell asleep in court, but see, that's the kind of fuckery. It's funny, but it's bad because if she actually fell asleep, that's something that she can use in her appeal for ineffective assistance of counsel. She looks like she's damn asleep at this moment.
no evidence.
Look at her mouth. Look at her mouth. Hold on, let me move my little. Hold on. Excuse me, Donna. It's giving asleep.
Had been admitted that Donna Adelson was aware of the claim. That Charlie Adelson had actually looked into that. And additionally, before Mr. Markel was murdered, whenever Charlie was on the phone with his mother, he would walk out of the house to speak with his mother on the phone when Catherine McManaman was there. After Mr. Markel was murdered, Catherine McManaman went to
Is she asleep or what? Literally, she's asleep.
Charlie's house.
Hey, snack.
Charlie, according to the evidence, the light most favorable to the state, Charlie.
She's not looking at a computer. She's not. She doesn't like. I think she fell asleep.
Told her that his parents had just left. I rewatched her testimony over the weekend. During her testimony, she did not say that Charlie said anything at that point about his parents leaving money at the house. She testified that she woke up the next morning and Charlie said he had put the money in the trunk. She then left and tried to locate Sigfredo Garcia. She testified that when she got the money back,
it's really sad because he didn't have anything to. It's like, I know he's supposed to go through this process, but he didn't have a valid reason.
Later that day or the following day, the money was.
Look, you guys, just look at Jackie.
She testified that when she got the money back later that day or the following day, the money was stapled together. The testimony was pretty clear. She said a couple days later, I'm pretty sure I contacted him and asked him why the money was back. She did not say that she did. After Mr. Markel was murdered, Donna Adelson followed her daughter's instructions and used the last name Adelson for her grandchildren. After Mr. Markel was murdered, Donna Adelson conveyed the message from their family attorney, Weinstein, to Rob Adelson to not talk to the cops. After Mr. Markel was murdered,
why would you be iterating? Like, so Donna telling Rob to not talk to the police. You didn't even refute that. You didn't say, "My client never said that. That's hearsay." I guess it's not hearsay because he's saying that's what she told him or whatever, but at the end of the day, she could very easily say, "I didn't say that." But no, it's well, would she say? She told him not to call
After
the
Mr.
police?
Markel was murdered, Donna Adelson conveyed the message from their family attorney, Weinstein, to Rob Adelson to not talk to the cops.
Okay, so their family attorney told them not to speak to the cops.
After Mr. Markel was murdered, Donna Adelson wrote checks from Charlie Adelson's business account to Catherine McBenoit at Charlie's instruction. The evidence that has been admitted reflects that.
Most people want to help law enforcement find their missing dead loved, you know what I mean? Like if you have a missing loved one or you have someone who's been murdered, I would imagine there's a very big difference between the families that are clean as a whistle and the families that have something to hide, right?
Business belonged to Charlie from 2012 to 2020. As this court knows, being a manager of an LLC is not the same as being an owner. After Mr. Markel was murdered and the bump happened,
Oh my
Donna
God.
Adelson begged the undercover to go to the cops and tell them what he knew.
Okay, we're not going to listen to this whole thing. I just want to hear Judge Everett tell him. I think I'm just enjoying looking at Jackie. Hold on. Now she's back awake. I wonder when she woke up. Hold on, see. When did she realize? Is that when Judge Everett starts laughing? I mean, it's just okay. Here, look.
I think we'll get the court reporter to read it if need be, but go ahead.
Was the confession was sought, motion was filed. The relief that the state believes was sought is not what was sought in the motion. As to the alleged confession, Your Honor, what the confession, as I heard it, was that she wrote the checks.
You know how, like, back in the day, you know how, like, you're at your desk at work, or this has even happened to me. This happened to me a long time ago, but when you're so sleepy, in your mind, you think you're awake, and your brain is like, "Hey, you're asleep and you're not supposed to be." And you're like, "Oh my God." And you're like in a meeting, or you're sitting at your desk, or maybe you're sitting in traffic and it's just like you're that tired. You know what I mean? That's when I put the windows down, blast the air condition, get up, walk around, go make a cup of coffee, and then swear I'm going to go to sleep earlier that night. I don't know. Jackie literally looks like she is falling asleep.
Paid the money after.
Asleep, falling asleep.
I
Look at
think
her.
we'll get the court reporter to read it if need be, but go ahead, please. But
what she did after the murder is not evidence of her intent prior to the murder. And that's what Williams talks about. What evidence is there in the light most favorable to the state that prior to the murder, Mrs. Adelson did something? I think that if we were before the court on a different charge and the statute of limitations had not expired on it, that the situation might be different. But we're here for principal to first degree murder.
Okay, so this was yesterday. They moved for an acquittal and it was denied. I'm not going to drag y'all all the way through it because y'all saw it. And if you didn't, everything is here on Court TV. This was Donna's friend. She was horrible. She was cute and everything. She was cute. But I think that somehow she was prepped. She reminds me of Sophia. She really does. She was horrible. Poor Donna. Donna, it's like Donna is like, look, I did my best. Donna looks like she's about to cry because she remembers going out for nice lunches, making her lobsters, going to Japan, going to Mexico, doing all of the things, making friends, and well,
And if you know, and if you don't, just say you don't, but if you know from those same conversations with her in that state of mind that she had, did she ever discuss with you a potential plan to just get away to clear her head?
Yes.
Okay.
okay, so Donna's best friend. Donna's best friend's life partner. Okay. This is one of Harvey's friends from school. And they re-met. I guess they went to school together, but they didn't know each other. Or they had friends of friends. Anyway, he was in Florida. They had just moved down there. He broke a tooth eating Chinese. Calls his friends, who do we know down here who can help me? And he calls, through his connect, he gets Charlie Adelson. I mean, not Charlie, excuse me, Harvey.
My services may be needed as a friend to assist.
Right.
Okay.
I was never spoken to by Donna about this matter. This was between Harvey and myself.
Okay, but you understood that you may be needed to come down.
My
to Florida to
services
do
may
some
be
help.
needed as a friend to assist.
Right,
Harvey.
and you were happy to do that, right?
That's what friends are for.
In fact, the response is whenever, whatever you need, we're there.
Words to that effect, yes.
Thank you, nothing further.
Okay.
Relax.
This was a joke.
And I believe
Then they flipped the digital expert. Basically, I guess there was some data about how many times Donna and Charlie talk, and then she's like, well, some of the data is inflated because every call is not a call. Some calls are missed call. They're attempts. They don't always, they don't always reach each other. So the numbers are inflated of how many times they actually called or how many times they actually spoke. Which is irrelevant. All you needed to speak to, all you really needed is one call. It doesn't matter that the volume of calls didn't necessarily yield a call. The calls were made. Every call didn't have to be a successful call. I think people know that you call someone sometimes and people are not going to always answer the phone, but it still doesn't mean that when she spoke to him, there was not a conspiracy to commit murder at some point. It's like, what? Then they went to lunch. They made her come back. Oh, this was about the app. She said something and I guess there was something lingering. I guess they were getting ready to go get on the plane, and I think she had to come back, or they recalled
Thank you.
her.
If you could pull that microphone down, Ms. Cunningham.
Oh, sure.
Thank you. I have a question about your use of cell phone service, and we touched briefly on things like WhatsApp, and what was the other one you said you use?
Viber.
Okay, Viber. When you communicated with Mrs. Adelson, did you routinely use one of those apps?
Quite often, yes.
Which app did you use mostly?
WhatsApp or Viber.
Okay, all right. And as opposed to picking up and using the cell phone service, you would use those instead?
Yes.
Okay, I don't have anything further.
Cross-examination.
So you had gone to the airport after your last testimony, right?
That is correct.
And returned to the courthouse?
Yes.
To tell us what, that you used Viber or WhatsApp to make
Yes.
that phone call?
Yes.
So it wasn't a regular phone call?
Correct.
Okay, so you misspoke earlier or it just wasn't clear?
No, I said she called me.
Okay, and she called you and made a regular phone call on June 23rd, the month before the murder, right?
I don't recall many, she made many phone calls.
And she called you on a regular line on July 20th, just 2 days after the murder. Do you recall that?
If you say so.
Okay, and July 21st.
The objection?
Yeah, the witness is not being shown the evidence that she's being confronted with.
I believe she is not
Doesn't ask
asked,
you.
or she is not asked to recall, or let me clear this up. Ms. Cunningham, do you need to see the items that the state is referring to refresh your recollection?
Do I?
Would
Yes,
you like
if
to see
if
them?
I spoke with her, I spoke with her.
Okay, so you have no reason to contest that you spoke with her via regular phone call, June 23rd, July 20th, and July 21st.
If it's on the record, yes.
But you're saying it was a WhatsApp or a Viber on the 18th.
Yes, they were in the car and they.
Which makes it look even more suspicious because let's say that that's true. Let's say it's a lie and she didn't even talk to Donna, right? That Donna didn't call her and she's making it up right now. Okay. No matter what, whether you talk to her or not, and you're trying to make it seem like you did, why, in the grand scheme of things, is she calling you in WhatsApp or the other app when she normally calls you on the cell phone? You know what I mean? It's like, would that have been a cover-up call, or I don't know.
Often called on those apps and those cars.
But she says they talked often on that.
In the
So
car.
Would it surprise you to learn that WhatsApp didn't offer voice calls until March of 2015?
oops.
Then it was on Viber.
Must have been Viber.
Quick answer. She's like, look, I still got it to the grave. I'm not telling. I'm protecting my friend.
Huh? Nothing further.
Redirect examination to the witness. You may step down, Ms. Cunningham. All right. We are certain she's good to leave at this point. Have a safe travel.
Thank you.
Please call your next witness.
Defense would call Richard Shug.
I liked her little top. I thought it was cute. I mean, I'm not running out to go buy it, but I thought it was cute. Who was this guy? I can't remember. Let me think. What was
Why,
this?
if you know, why were they wanting to get out of town?
Oh, this is the guy that told them that it would be cheaper to get a damn one-way ticket because since you don't know when you're coming back, look at him. These are people that live in like a $4 million apartment, but condo. Let me say condo. These are people that live in a very expensive building and got in there 10, 12 years ago for $2 million. So I'm sure it's worth a lot more now. And you're worried about a return on a plane ticket. I think being cheap was a red flag. You should have just bought a return ticket to come back on a date that you weren't coming back. It was just obvious that you were planning on not coming back. Let's just even say anytime soon, right?
After I left the federal defender's office in Tallahassee, yes.
Okay.
I need
And
to
how
listen to
long-
her testimony. This is the private investigator. She might be from the YouTube streets, y'all. She don't hang out over here at Bougie Gang, but she might be. But let's listen to her testimony real quick. Okay, girl. Yeah, she's not over on this side of the YouTube streets, but girl, I don't know where she got her private
Do you swear or
investigator's
affirm the
license from.
testimony you will give today will be the truth.
I did.
You may take your seat. Please speak loudly and clearly for the jurors. You can adjust the microphone as you need.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good afternoon. Can you please introduce yourself to the jury and spell your last name?
Yes, my name is Tarana Khan. Last name is Khan.
And Ms. Khan, how are you employed? currently?
I'm a mitigation specialist / paralegal for the Federal Defenders of the Middle District of Georgia.
And what is that what do those job responsibilities entail?
What I do is I go down 3 different, the male side and the maternal and paternal side of the families, and I investigate all of the issues. I don't do effect investigation, and I also do the mental evaluations as far, not the evaluations, but I go back, doing all the records and get all the things together, present it to the courts so we can try to get a lesser sentence for our clients.
Okay. And that's with a habeas unit?
Not right now. I'm just with the Middle District of Georgia. But I was doing that with the habeas here in Tallahassee.
Okay. And how long have you been in your current role in the Middle District of Georgia?
1 year in Georgia.
Okay. Prior to that, did you work for the Federal Defender's Office here in the Northern District of Florida?
I did the Capital Habeas Unit.
And can you tell us what you did there, please?
Yes, I did investigation, went to talk to clients, all their families. It was more of a fact investigation at that point.
Okay. And so that entailed you going out at the direction of the attorneys that you worked with, interviewing individuals,
Correct.
gathering records,
Yes,
and that included individuals that were in custody, correct?
correct.
And preparing reports.
I don't know where this lady, God bless her.
Correct.
And presenting that to whom?
The attorneys.
Okay. Did it also bring you to have occasion to testify in court ever?
No.
No. Now, how long were you employed with the Northern District of Florida Federal Defender's Office?
From 2016 until July 2022.
And can you tell us a little bit about your educational background?
Oh my God. I cannot. Hold on.
For the Federal Defender's Office,
After I left the Federal Defender's Office in Tallahassee, yes.
okay. And how long did you do that for?
Since 2022, and I never, I guess, stopped. I just took the job in for the Federal Middle District of Georgia and left.
Okay. And as a licensed private investigator, were you retained by my office to interview an individual by the...
Let's get to it. So she is a private investigator. She works for law offices, and this is who they hired. This is what Donna's money. Now, no offense to this lady. She might be. See, this is why I can't read y'all's comments when I'm talking. She might be quite competent, but
name of Patricia Berg.
girl.
Yes,
And where was she located?
in the Leon County Jail.
Okay. How many times...
This is the one that interviewed Patricia, the lady, Patricia, the black lady who said that Donna was going to buy her some land and buy her a trailer and get her teeth fixed if she would stick with the script and help her and testify on her behalf. Basically drop some tea on Catherine McBanowa.
You meet with Miss Berg.
Once.
And that was at the Leon County Jail?
Yes.
And do you remember when that was?
I want to say January. Can I look?
If it'll help refresh your memory,
Okay.
sure.
Oh. Ms. Bird was on January 24th.
2025?
Correct. Sorry.
And when you interviewed Miss Bird, did you tell Miss Bird that Mrs. Adelson was going to pay her for her testimony?
No.
Specifically, did you tell Miss Bird that Donna Adelson was going to buy her a piece of land?
No,
What about a trailer?
no,
What about veneers for her teeth?
no.
I don't think Miss Bird said that the investigator told her that. Miss Bird said Mrs. Adelson told her that.
What about a small vehicle for her and her children?
No,
Did Miss Bird tell you that Mrs. Adelson had offered those items to her?
no,
Did Miss Bird tell you that Mrs. Adelson confessed to any portion of the crimes with which Mrs. Adelson is charged in this case?
did she tell you that? I'm sorry, can you read that?
Did
for me?
Miss Bird tell you that Mrs. Adelson confessed to her?
No,
You didn't record her or take some sort of notes? Like I'm cool with him asking her the questions, but you would think if she went to interview her or depose her or whatever they are calling it, wouldn't they don't they record those kind of things? I mean, you can use your phone, voice recorder. I just don't understand why this wouldn't have be documented outside of just recollection and notes on a piece of paper.
Just a moment, Your Honor.
These days, you either have to have a voice recording or you got to have some video. Recording equipment is way too accessible and cheap to not use it. There's no way that you can't just set up a phone and take a very good video in 4K and or get that voice recording.
Ms. Kahn, prior to interviewing Ms. Bird on January 24th, 2025, did you meet with or speak with Donna Adelson?
no,
Have you ever met with or spoken with Donna Adelson?
no.
Donna said, I'm not even brushing my hair today. I don't care anymore. Just just bury me in the dress that I got for the bar mitzvah. Okay? Just bury me in that because I'm done.
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Cross-examination.
Why did you interview Miss Bird?
I was given a list of names to interview.
By defense counsel?
Correct.
Okay. And she was not a state witness at that time, right?
I wouldn't know.
Wouldn't know. Would it refresh your memory to see a copy of the state's amended discovery when we did list her as a witness?
I didn't see that. I wouldn't have seen that.
Okay, so that wouldn't help you to know when she was amended as a witness in the case?
I wouldn't have known. No.
Okay, so you were not asked to go there because she was a state's witness. I'll just put it
No,
that way.
no.
All right. And did you record your interview with Miss Bird?
No.
The SAO investigators were able to record their interview with her. Why didn't you when you interviewed her?
I wasn't asked to do that.
Asked by who?
The attorneys.
So they didn't ask you to do it?
They didn't ask me to record it, no.
Okay. Could you have taken a recorder and recorded it though?
Had I requested for the jail to permit me to take a recorder in there?
The jail does allow that.
I
If
don't
you-
know. I didn't
If you
ask.
get, okay. If you get permission in your experience, is it typical for
Correct, yes.
jails to allow you to do that?
Yes.
Okay.
What is wrong with these defense teams?
Just a second.
So did she write a report? So you didn't record it. You sat up there, you talked to Miss Bird. Where's your notes? Where's your interview? I mean, the voice recorders, because the voice recorders now, they actually have a screen and they're transcribing as you're talking. So when you download your file, which I mean, this is on your phone too, um, it's transcribing. So when you download your voice file, you can download the transcript so you can upload it if you're doing something like you're doing like captions or whatever. Um, I don't understand. How are you a paid investigative professional and you wouldn't record it? So you didn't record it, then where's the document, your report stating, okay, I met with so and so. This is, I asked her this and that. This is what she responded. Da, 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 da. There's no, it doesn't seem like, okay, she interviewed her. That's it.
That's all I have. Thank you.
Redirect examination.
I'm waiting for her to say, look, y'all didn't pay me for that. You wanted me to go meet Miss Bird, ask her these 5 questions. I got you the answers, and that was it. You didn't pay for that. Look at the man who testified
she
sitting
didn't
next to Harvey.
Ask for permission to take a recording device into the jail when you met with Miss Bird. How did you take accurate notes?
As I was speaking with them, I wrote everything
Look, Zach, don't come for me. Don't come for me. You hired me. Don't come for me.
down that they said, that they were saying to me.
Okay.
So I did pen and paper.
Pen to paper.
Pen and paper.
And had the state requested those through the discovery process, you would have been able to produce those.
Correct.
Nothing further.
Will this witness need to be recalled or retained for any reason?
Look at Jackie, y'all. Jackie, wake
You
up.
retain her, but she's free to go about her business.
Wait, is she? Look
You
how
may step
she's
down, Ms.
look
Khan.
how she's
If you are recalled by the
wiping her
attorney, do let me
nose.
know. Do not discuss your testimony with any other person. Please call your next witness.
Eddie Barnes.
August 30th, 2024.
And
Man, and I said, Miss Bird, the state's going to be unusual because we spoke to a lot of
Bird.
I was instructed by prior defense counsel to not record the interview. That wasn't unusual.
Oh, Rashbaum.
We spoke to a lot
Daniel
or I spoke
Rashbaum.
to several prior inmates throughout those 2 or 3 months. So to answer your question, no, sir, I did not record the interview.
Now, did Miss Bird talk extensively about Miss McBanawa?
Yes, she did.
Did she say that Donna Adelson told her to say those things?
No, absolutely not.
Did Miss Bird know who Donna Adelson was prior to meeting Miss Adelson?
No, she did not.
Had she heard the name Donna Adelson?
No, she didn't. She actually told me when she met her
When
in
Miss-
the jail, like she never heard of Donna's name. At that, she met her like maybe 4 weeks earlier inside the jail at that point in time.
Now, when Miss Bird is telling you about Miss McBanawa, did you caution her in any way about her cooperating on Donna's behalf?
Yes, sir, I did. She told me what she told me, and then I said, Miss Bird, the state's going to, if you're a potential witness in this case, you're going to be put on the stand. They're going to say you were given something to say this. Our client told you to say this. And she said, absolutely not. They can say that all they want. That's the truth.
Did Miss Bird tell you that Donna told her to say anything other than what was true?
No.
Was it your understanding that she was waiting for a plea offer in her own case?
She made mention to me that I asked her about her charges. I wanted to get to know her a little bit. So she told me why she was in. And we discussed that a little bit. And then she said, I'm expecting an offer soon.
That was what she said, expecting an offer soon.
Freedom.
I'm
coming
expecting
soon.
an offer from the state soon.
And that was just over a year ago.
Yes, sir. That was August 30th, 2024.
Freedom is coming soon.
Just a moment,
Hey,
Your Honor.
Bible lady. Okay, so he's saying, so if you didn't know, Donna's lawyer, the team that she has right now, this is a new team. She got a new team, like, let's just say, I don't even remember. Could have been like October, November, December. It was towards the end of last year. She was supposed to go to trial, and it's a long story, but it turned out that there was a conflict because she was using Charlie's lawyer, and there was a conflict. So they were like a week away from trial, 2 weeks away. They were very close, and everything had to be stopped. She had to get new lawyers. Boom. This guy says he is the private investigator that Rashbaum, if I'm saying it correctly, had. And he interviewed the black lady, Patricia Byrd. And he's saying she never said. Now, if she knows that you are the private investigator for Miss Donna and she's dropping a dime on Donna, why is she going to tell you, who represents for Donna's team, what the real tea is if she's getting ready to go spill it? I don't know. And furthermore, let's just say this too. On top of that, who's to say that at that moment, Donna hadn't offered a little something, something to just make sure you tell them what I need for you to know? Because Donna doesn't mind throwing her coins around. She tried to bribe Dan. She's always trying to throw some coins around. Hey, Charlie, get Katie. Does Katie know anybody who can help us? She doesn't mind paying for someone to do her dirty work. Hello? I mean, it's just obvious. Over the past 2 and 3 weeks, we haven't heard anything but Donna don't mind paying a couple of coins to get something done, right? So her throwing some coins at one of her cellies, that's not out of the realm of possibility. Let's see what he has to say. Let me go.
Nothing further at this time?
Oh, yeah, this is in the pod. Okay.
Byrd, because you interviewed Miss Byrd because Donna Adelson's prior defense counsel said that this may be a person who has information.
That's correct.
But that was prior to July 25 when the state listed Patricia Byrd as a possible witness for the state, right?
That was August 30th, 2024.
Okay. So in August of 24, the defense, for some reason, would have thought this person may have information and gone to you to interview them.
Correct.
Okay. And defense counsel asked you about this, but you said you did not record your interview with her.
No.
Okay. You could have taken a recorder, like a pocket recorder, into the jail and recorded it, right?
I
if
could
they'd
have, but I
asked
was
you to?
instructed not to record the statement.
Yes, sir. Now, after hearing this statement about how Magbanwa basically lied on the Adelsons, killed Dan Markel just to extort them for their money, is that right?
And that's not exactly right, but you're in the ballpark, but that's not exactly what she told me.
Okay, can you tell me again exactly what she told you?
Yeah, I'm going to refer back to my report a little bit, if that's okay. I spoke Patricia, and she said that they were sitting at a table talking about the case, and then Bird quoted the following that McDaniel had told her, and that was, after we had him killed, we tried to get the money because we knew her boyfriend and family had a lot of money. We knew that they had money because the family offered the man $1 million apiece to move to South Florida. So at that time, Patricia and Katie, excuse me, said, why not kill him, get the money ourselves? So then Bird replied with, girl, that's crazy as hell. That's extortion. And Katie replied to her and said, my kids got to be raised and go to college as well.
So I have a question about that. So according to what you say Bird told you,
Yes.
Bird used the word extortion. That's the word Patricia Bird used.
Yes, ma'am.
That Magbanwa used.
That's correct.
Okay. Now, when you heard this story, that would be very helpful, right, to Donna Adelson's case. Did you call her prior defense counsel and say, listen to what this lady's telling me? Can I have permission to record this? Can I do a recorded interview with her? This is going to be very important. You didn't do that, did you?
I did call them immediately when I left the jail, and I sent them an email with my summary within an hour.
Okay. Did you ask to go then do a recorded interview with her so you would have evidence of that?
No, I didn't ask.
Okay. And did they ask you to?
They didn't ask me. No, I told them what they told me, and if they have any additional instructions for me, I'll gladly go do what they asked me to do.
All right. Now, if Miss Bird, after all that, do you know why the defense never listed Patricia Bird as a witness?
I don't know the specific reason. I'm not the attorneys on the case. That's
Do you
their
know
job.
why these attorneys never listed Patricia Bird as a witness?
State allow the witness to answer the question before cutting off, please.
Ms. Dugan, please wait for him to finish the answer.
Just repeat, please.
Do you know why either defense counsel never listed Patricia Bird as a witness?
I have no idea.
You were hired by prior defense counsel, you said?
That's correct.
Okay, and you did charge for your services.
I did charge for my services. Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
That's all. Thank you.
Redirect examination.
Just one moment, Your Honor.
The answer is not in your computer, Zach. Zach's like, where's my question? I lost it. Look at Donna like, oh my God, these people are a mess.
Mr. Barnes,
Yes, sir.
the state just asked you, according to what you say Bird said to you, isn't that, in fact, what Miss Bird said to you, not just what you claim?
No, that's exactly what she said to me.
Okay. And you've been working in this industry for how many years?
I would object to improper bolstering, Judge.
Sustained.
Judge, the state attacked his credibility.
We're not doing speeding objections. I will ask your next question.
Would it surprise you, sir, to learn that contrary to what the state implied,
Objection to relevance, asking what he would be surprised by.
Overruled. Please let him finish his question first before you reject.
thank you, Your Honor, would it surprise you to learn that prior defense counsel, in fact, listed Patricia Bird on the witness list that they submitted prior to this case being set for trial September of 2024?
Would that surprise me? No.
And so, contrary to what Ms. Dugan indicated on cross-examination, it was your understanding that Ms. Bird was listed as a defense witness.
Yes, sir, that is correct.
Just a moment, Your Honor.
Mm.
Nothing further, Your Honor?
Will this witness be recalled?
I'm just trying to understand, were they just trying to plant a seed of that story? Like they took the deposition, or they took the interview. She's got some information that could potentially like exonerate, maybe not necessarily exonerate, but it corroborates the extortion storyline. Why didn't y'all go run with it? Why didn't you flush it out more? Get a, you know, because it was a lie. Okay, and they probably, I don't know. What do you guys think? It's interesting that you have something that could, if it's a valid piece of information that Katie was trying to set them up. We know it's not, but you know what I'm saying? Like, why in the world wasn't this bubbled up? Well, because it's a lie, right? Okay. This is what I was talking about when they were showing the pod. I'll make it big. Hold on.
Use the computer. Is it okay if I stand over here rather than at the lectern?
That's fine.
Okay.
Look at the pod. It looks like the lunchroom, doesn't it? But other than they've got all those beds in there.
So, Detective, initially in the video, do we see Miss Bernhardt or Miss Adelson?
Yes, they are back towards the bunks.
And do they walk towards the foreground of the video?
At one point.
I'm going to fast forward a little bit. Who's seated at the table with the dark hair?
That's Drina Bernhardt.
And what does she have in front of her?
That notebook.
A notebook with a daisy and a yellow folder, looks like.
That's the notebook that, if you were watching last week, Donna wrote in that notebook the script on what she was supposed to say. And it's like the exact same story of what Miss Bernhardt was to say. That she was being fed like a story. She knew Katie from being in the pod prior, but that wasn't anything that Katie had ever said.
Daisy and
look when Donna rolls up.
Did the video appear to show Miss Bernhardt putting a chair at the table towards the right?
it does.
Who's walking up now?
Miss Adelson.
Donna looks comfortable. She looks like she got on her pajamas. She's putting her hand on people's shoulders. Donna's making friends. Donna getting her own chair? What?
Does it appear from the video that Miss Bernhardt got Miss Adelson to sit down at that table?
It does.
I think Donna thought she had some people that she could convince to help her. They're still sitting at the table. You guys can't really see because I feel like the chat is covering it.
So we see Mrs. Adelson.
Wait, where's Donna going? Donna, where are you going, girl?
So we see Mrs. Adelson get up and walk away, and then she later returns, right?
Yes.
Okay, and if we go to 104. We see Ms. Bernhardt get up and walk away, and Ms. Adelson continues writing.
Correct.
Nothing further.
Redirect examination.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, let's jump ahead. So that was yesterday. Let's just get to today so we can be up to date tomorrow when they do closing arguments and all of the things. Hold on. Oh, he's going to be in hearing tomorrow. Austin Drummond tomorrow, 2:00. They have the worst audio. This is the guy who he's got the girl pregnant and he went over to her sister's house, killed the sister, killed her niece, killed the niece's husband and a minor child, and then put the baby in somebody random's backyard, front yard, excuse me. And it was weird. He's strange. Austin Drummond. Anybody watching that or following that? Okay, so here's today. Let's see what happened today.
In some way or another.
Okay, hold on. Georgia she's through with these people. She's giving, I'm through. I can't wait for this to be over. I'm going on vacation.
That they were no longer willing to speak with us.
So there was some controversy about a guard who was supposed to come and be a witness today. And allegedly she was told it wasn't in her best interest to talk to the defense. Let's go. Their whole situation is very messy.
And was no longer available, in fact, that the officer was going to be on leave.
Well, we can bring in under Sheriff Google, however, at this point in time, this does not invoke the court to need to go through an inquiry. The witnesses that you're referring to, have they been disclosed to the state?
It's not by us, Your Honor, because again, we have not had a chance to speak with her.
Do you intend to call these individuals?
If we can confirm the information.
These are not answers. If you're not actually intending to call a witness that has not been previously
Look at Jackie.
disclosed, at this point, I do not have to engage in a Richardson hearing on this matter. But as far as witnesses that you may be investigating or you may speculate to have relevant testimony, until you disclose them, until you actually intend to call them, there's really not much I can do with this. If you wish for me to hear from the sheriff, I will. But as far as perfecting a subpoena and speaking to these people who are either not under subpoena or not listed witnesses, there's not very much I can do.
Boom.
Judge, is the defense position that between 12:30 and when we got to the jail shortly before 5, somebody from the sheriff's office spoke with this officer and convinced her that it was not in her interest to cooperate with the defense. We are asking for the court's assistance because the rules.
To do what exactly?
So that we can at least speak with her to find out if she has anything that's
I
admissible.
just bumped my knee.
The court has jurisdictional authority limits. For someone who is not under a subpoena, I just can't compel them to come here, go there,
Okay, so you get the idea what's going on here. Proud to be bougie gang gang, although I've been around longer than 3 months. Absolutely. I appreciate you, hun. Thank you so much. Thank you for supporting. Thank you for being here. You've been around for a long time. I appreciate you, sis. Thank you. Bible lady was good. Okay, everybody. All right, we gonna end this pretty soon, okay? So this is what happens. Hold on, the sheriff is coming. I don't know if that's the sheriff of Leon County. Is that the sheriff? Let's
Fulford and
see.
I, we
Or is he a sheriff's
had
deputy?
decided that we were not going to pursue that, given
I believe second, call them as a part of the case. If you need to follow it, you need to do so with all haste. They have, if,
there you are.
as to the guard, if you need to follow up with a subpoena for this individual, and they have chosen not to speak with you, you need to do so with all haste. Individual, is this person going to be dis-
Basically, he's saying that the person was told not to talk to the defense. He wants to compel the person to come forward. The judge is saying we can't force them. I mean, you can get a subpoena, da 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 da. And then they're going to question the sheriff to find out did someone in the office tell this individual that they were not permitted to
if
give
you'd
a
like for it
statement?
to be heard, please do so now.
Did he already talk? Judge Everett's keyboard is keyboarding. They do talk to the sheriff, but I can't remember when. Was it after?
Good morning, members of the jury. Good morning. Everyone can be seated. We are going to continue today with the defense's case in chief. Mr. Zellman, you may call your next witness.
Thank you, Your Honor. The defense will
He
call
talks to the sheriff for a
Kristen Adelson.
very short period of time.
Without the court's
Okay, here
assistance,
it
we
is.
cannot accomplish that.
You swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give to be the truth.
This was very messy.
If you can just stand in front of the court reporter instead of taking the witness stand. If you can explain to me what occurred with, I believe this is one of the correctional deputies that may or may not have testimony concerning this case. Please explain what happened with them to the best of your knowledge.
To my knowledge, I was approached by Captain Georgia Dent, who had spoken with Deputy Franklin, and Deputy Franklin informed Captain Dent that she had received a phone call from inmate Adelson's attorneys, and they were advising her that they were going to be at the detention facility later that afternoon, which was on yesterday, and they wanted to speak to her. So she was inquiring with Captain Dent if she actually had to speak to them, and she was saying that she didn't know what they wanted to talk to her about. Captain Dent then came to me and gave me that information. I then talked to our general counsel, the agency's general counsel, and we were in agreement that she could speak to them if she so choose voluntarily. If she did not want to speak to them, they would have to have a subpoena to compel her to speak. So I after speaking with general counsel, I spoke back to Captain Dent, and she relayed that information to Deputy Franklin.
Did you or any other person in a position of authority over this guard instruct them not to speak to the defense?
No, sir.
An examination for under Sheriff Google by the defense upstairs.
Not from the state, Your Honor.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
It is our understanding that Officer Franklin is now on leave and not available to be served.
That's not my knowledge. I have no clue about that.
So she is available to be served?
I would think so. I'm not aware of her being on leave.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Sheriff Google, there's no more inquiry that I will make of you concerning this topic. I appreciate you being here this morning.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Did he say Sheriff McNeil?
Sheriff Google, there's no more inquiry.
Oh, okay. Sheriff McNeil is the one who's, I guess, the sheriff. Okay. All right, we're going to skip ahead. This is Wendy's lawyer. This was interesting, but it's nothing. It's nothing. This lady is extremely annoying. If you didn't watch her testimony, she's just talking in a lot of generalities. Georgia came through and ate her up, and she had an obviously, what else did she say? Clearly, Georgia would ask her a question. Clearly, she, it was almost, I don't know. Georgia ate her up. She ate her all the way up. Let's watch a little bit of that. Georgia came through real calm and quiet with those questions that she likes to ask. Oh,
March 15th, May 15th, 2014. So the motion that Ms. Adelson filed in October, and the motion that Mr. Markell filed in February, and then the motion he filed in March, were all set for hearing May 15th. And then Mr. Markell amped it up again, and on May 5th, he filed the motion that accused Kristen of fraud. So she had to withdraw, so they had to move that motion. So had that not been filed, they would have had a resolution on May 15th.
We don't know that. How do you know it was going to go on May 15th? Could have gotten continued for any zillion different reasons, couldn't it?
It was set for May 15th, and it was noticed for May 15th.
Set for May 15th, but at the time of Dan Markell's murder, litigation was still ongoing in this case. Yes? Yes. And even after that was resolved, there was be nothing stopping them from having a bunch of other time sharing issues or whatever come up, and they might have ended up with reams of paper, right?
Objection, calls for speculation.
Overruled. The witness is providing an opinion. The state will cross-examine.
I guess my response to that would be, I think it would have been to Wendy's benefit to proceed with those hearings, because nothing makes someone stop filing nonsense pleadings and motions better than having them ordered to pay the other side's attorney's fees. So had they gone to the hearing on May 15th and had Wendy have been successful, he would have very likely had to pay Wendy's attorney's fees. And I really encourage my clients in these situations to take it to hearing. So once the other side gets kind of slapped down, if you will, by the court and made to pay your fees, then they tend to back off.
So that hadn't happened yet.
It had not happened yet.
And we'll never know when that was going to happen, because we never got to that point, right?
Clearly.
Because he was murdered.
Clearly.
obviously.
May I have a moment?
Clearly.
Judge?
Go ahead.
Okay, let's get to the other good part. Okay, so after this, I think they ask, is she gonna
Are slated.
Concerning the rule of sequestration, the remaining witnesses understand.
Oh God, there was a whole thing with sequestration. A couple of their witnesses were not. The lady who I said was just annoying. She was in the courtroom when she wasn't supposed to be. This is a whole lawyer. She knows that. I would imagine she knows, but just the people who are getting paid, which is Donna's team, are supposed to make sure that your witness is showing up and your witness is not in the courtroom. Ma'am was sitting back there, privileged. It's a mess. It's just a mess. This one, she was okay. This one right here, Wendy's attorney. Anyway, long story short, let's see what happens. They were supposed to have a decision about Donna testifying. Hold on a second. And then she was basically in the hot seat. This was
All right, two matters to briefly address before we bring the jurors on. The first concerning the waiver of attorney-client privilege as to the testimony of Mr. Scalzo. I am going to need to place the defendant under oath concerning this. Ms. Adelson, please rise, raise your right hand. Raise your right hand, please. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth?
Yes.
You can lower your hand. You understand with your former, or I guess I don't know the relationship exactly, but someone who has previously represented you concerning their testimony today, are you waiving attorney-client privilege concerning what they will testify about?
Yes, I am.
Concerning that, Mr. Zellman, do you wish the court to make any further call?
Yes, Your Honor, the waiver is specific as to the counsel that our client received from Mr. Scalzo.
Well, if you need to discuss with her what she's waiving, that's fine. I don't believe you can waive on her behalf.
Yesterday, when you allowed us to recess early, Judge, Mr. Zellman and I spent time going through the
Recessed court is simple matter, but there has been time pre-trial to prepare for this moment. There's been time during trial, and specifically we recessed court early for you to address any issues of witnesses or whether your client would testify.
Yesterday, when you allowed us to recess early, Judge, Mr. Zellman and I spent time going through the evidence that was admitted, making sure that we understood everything that was there, because there was some confusion during the trial about things being added and things being removed. So we wanted to make sure we understood completely what there was there. We left here, went straight to the jail, and had the issue with the potential new witness and spoke with our client. But that's not an ample time to discuss with her what is actually coming in the state's case.
Your client is in a no different position than any other defendant who has to decide whether they wish to testify or not. I will give you 5 additional minutes to discuss this matter. From there, the defendant is going to have to make a decision whether she is going to testify or exercise her right to remain silent. Please check with the jurors, let them know that we will get started momentarily.
well. Okay. Then they come back and this is going on. Donna, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? I guess they still, I mean, technically she got more time because look, they called more witnesses and then they're gonna confront her again. I think it was just a no. She probably feels like she needs to, but I'm thinking, girl, there's really not a whole lot that's gonna save you. This jury probably is good and tired of y'all right
The
now.
last question of the prosecutor is to be struck from the record. You may step down. Will the witness be recalled?
No, Your Honor.
As to your exhibit, do you wish to publish or just leave in evidence?
Not at this time, Your Honor. I do need to make the edits that were requested outside the presence of the jury so that it removes the two references. That could just take a few minutes.
Well, the jury will have a brief break. They'll take you to the jury room once again. Everyone can be seated. Please make all necessary redactions and changes at this time. If there are no other witnesses for the defense, it is time for the decision to be made.
I can tell the court that co-counsel and my client are deep in conversation concerning
I
this.
am capable of seeing that, Mr. Zeldin. No narration is needed.
I want to see when he
Presumably does know.
Correct.
Direct. As to the hearing,
That's exactly what was asked to be removed from the floor.
please sit down. As to the hearsay, sustain.
No further questions.
Redirect. Before the you will be instructed that your silence cannot be held against you, and the attorney will then Adelson, please rise. You've been placed under oath earlier this afternoon. Mrs. Adelson, I will advise you concerning your rights. You understand that you have the right to remain silent, and the jury will be instructed that your silence cannot be held against you in determining the merits of this case. Do you understand this?
I do understand.
Do you also understand that you have the right to testify as a witness in your case in chief on your own behalf?
Yes, Your Honor, I understand.
You understand if you do choose to take the witness stand, you will be cross-examined by one of the prosecutors.
Yes, I'm aware.
You understand that your credibility will be placed before the jury like any other witness.
Yes, Your Honor, I understand.
Have you been able to discuss with your attorneys the two rights that the court has placed before you?
Yes, we discussed the rights.
Concerning those rights as to whether you will remain silent or whether you will testify, have you made a decision concerning this matter?
I haven't. I'm not prepared to make that decision. This decision affects the rest of my life.
Mrs. Adelson, you're in the same position as every other criminal defendant who faces trial. Ultimately, you must decide whether you will testify or whether you will not. I cannot make you testify. Your attorneys cannot make you testify. But ultimately, you must choose whether you will testify or not.
I don't have to choose. I was hoping I would have some time to speak to my attorney.
This has already been discussed, ma'am. What is your choice?
I was hoping I was going to have some time to choose. Jackie was like, "Well, we haven't had a chance to go through all of the evidence with her and da 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 da." This is my thing. If she wanted to testify, she would testify. If you don't want to testify, that's why you're conflicted, because you really don't want to testify. And I get it, because you're probably guilty, ma'am. Like, most people who feel like that they can talk their way out of a paper bag, they'll get through there and say something, or they're going to just stand on business. They know that their lawyers presented like a really good case. She's got to know she's going to be found guilty. And if she's found guilty on what she's been accused of, I'm sorry, I'm starting to get sleepy. It's life without parole. It's LWOP. It's LWOP all day.
Judge, since I was handling prior witnesses while Ms. Fulford was speaking with Ms. Adelson, can I have a few minutes, please?
They even got so this lady right here, if you didn't know, the lady with the dark hair, I think her name was Marisol. She's another attorney. She was the Adelson's attorney for some reason. I can't believe I just got off that spot. Anyway, Donna said that she got permission from her lawyer. Her lawyer was like, "Oh, take some time, go on vacation, blah blah blah." She was like, I don't think I said it like that.
On a warrant again after that. Committing suicide or fleeing to a non-extradition country that she wouldn't be expected to be able to just turn.
If a warrant was issued.
We'd have to come back to that, but basically she was like, she didn't help, she didn't hurt, but she didn't help, she didn't hurt. I think it was one of those things. Donna creatively used her conversation with this lawyer to make it like, well, my lawyer told me it was okay for me to go on vacation. When she was like, well, not, you know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't tell her to go to Vietnam with a one-way ticket.
And your right to testify. What is your decision concerning these two rights?
This time I don't want to testify.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you, Ms. Lady. It would not be smart for her to testify, because it's not going to help her. I think, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know what the vibe is in the courtroom. I've watched people who are in the courtroom. I watched the guy Joel from STS, and there's a couple other people in the courtroom. And the vibe is, I don't think they're vibing with Donna. You know, the Markells are there every day, and not that they should, be paying attention to that, but at the end of the day, I think that she's not winning the jury over, per se. Also, there's just a tremendous amount of evidence that it's not looking good for her. And I don't know that her team has done enough for reasonable doubt. And she's got to know that this would be a last ditch effort. But at the end of the day, if what she has to say or what she's able to say isn't going to do anything, right. You know what I'm saying? V Wonder, it's only going to hurt her, because I don't think she has anything that she could say that could save her at this moment. I mean, yeah, I don't think I don't think that there's anything, she doesn't have anything in her bag of tricks right now that's going to make even people feel sorry for her. She, I don't see it.
Sure.
She knows she's making a decision right now that she's it's not going to be in her favor. I mean, look, did testifying help Charlie? No. Are you truly innocent, or do you have something that can really knock their socks off to give them reasonable doubt, or to be able to convey that you're innocent? You wrote checks, you washed money, you had dealings with your son, who had dealings with the person who was directly sleeping in the bed and has children with one of the hitmen. You're talking weird, you're talking suspicious, you had beef. Okay. You had a vested interest. You had something to gain. You wanted control over your daughter. Your daughter wanted out of a bad marriage. She's just as spiteful as you are. Like, there's so many things that people could say. Her face is really, really dirty, as someone else would say from the YouTube streets. She's got egg on her face.
This time I don't want to testify.
Very well. As I've previously stated, the jurors will be instructed that your silence cannot be held against you in any way. We will bring the jurors back out. The defense will rest its case on the record. Ms. Kappelman, you indicated the state will not have rebuttal.
Did say that, Judge. May I have a moment to confer with the counsel?
Go ahead.
Okay, well, when the jury comes back in, they're going to rest their case. Let me one other funny thing. So they're going through. So they dismiss the jury for the day. Thank you so much. Don't talk to anybody. Blah blah blah. Anyway, so they start talking about the jury instructions, and this just one thing. So Zach, is his name Zach? I forget. He says his one thing is that, oh, he wants the calendar back. He wants them to only. He wants a redaction of Donna's calendar, the one that had Dan Markel's license plate number and a bunch of information. And then another thing he asked for, he said, "Well, can you make sure that they don't have Donna's name in bold letters?" I don't know what the idea of that is. Like, what does that make a difference? But he didn't want Donna Adelson on the sheet that they get in all capital letters. I don't know. It was just weird. It's just so random. She looks like she's saying something snarky. Let's see.
Posture, because the 2014 plan in its entirety has not been identified at all. Only that page was identified. The 22 planner was identified as by a witness as it being seized from the residence.
Was there a ruling as the 2014 planner as well?
Okay, we're not going to get into all of that. But this was interesting. They were making the changes and adjustments to the jury instructions, things like that. So, anyway, that was yesterday and today. The defense rested. I don't know if Donna's going to sleep on it and try to get backsies tomorrow and testify. I'm going to be honest, I don't think they delivered a strong enough case versus the prosecution to help her at all. I don't think they gave reasonable doubt. There was not one thing that her lawyers did to give me nothing. Absolutely nothing. Not one thing. It was just awful. Just like sometimes request jury verdicts start with the word innocent. She's going to be very disappointed. I think she already knows. I feel like she's accepted her fate. Now, we talked about this yesterday briefly, and I only know where I heard it from, which was STS. And Tim Jansen was dropping some tea that basically he heard from a very reliable source. So this is in the realm of gossip right now, that Donna was offered a deal, Donna on the screen, to give up Wendy. I mean, I don't know to what. Maybe she would have to testify, but she would get her guilty, but I guess she would get time served. So give up Wendy, time served. And she said no. I don't know how true that is. That's the word on the street, what's going around. They did offer her something and it was time served. You have to give up Wendy, and she turned it down. So if that's true, kudos for protecting your kid and taking one for the team and taking it to the grave and all of those things. But you're wasting that because they're coming for her anyway. That's what's going to happen. So if her ultimate thing was to save the grandkids, okay, but I don't know if that's what it's going to do. I just noticed that there was a button to move that from side to side. Anyway, okay, guys, we went through yesterday and today. If you're on the replay, make sure to comment down below. Let me know what you think. Katie McManaman was offered. I know. Yeah, we know. She sure was, and she's got life now. But she couldn't, look, it's a tough deal, right? So you can't say you weren't offered something, right? Well, yeah, Wendy has immunity for what she testified for, but that's over. Not that it's over, it's stands for what she testified for, but it doesn't mean that they can't come after her. They're coming after her. So luckily for the people that are prosecuting her, she didn't say too much. And what was already, there's things that people already know, and they can still prosecute her. So just on anything. So let's just say, like, her lying, when she lied on the stand, what did she lie about? I forgot. Let me think. There were a couple things when she testified that I was like, did I hear something else before? Like, you said this, but I feel like I heard you say that. So they can't prosecute her on those things. 100% coming after her. She lied on the stand. Yes. I'm trying to think because I wrote some things down. I don't have my iPad. That I was just, maybe it was like 2 or 3 things that I was just like, I'm hearing this a little different, right? But yeah, they basically gave her the you turn over who we really want and we'll let you go. So if that's true, which I have no reason to doubt it, but we'll never know. Plea deal, like you won't get confirmation of a plea deal unless it happens, right? So if in fact she turned it down, which clearly she did, but I think she's wasting, if she's standing on moral high ground to protect her daughter, you can't protect Wendy. Wendy is going to get it. They're coming for her. If I were Donna, I would save myself so I can be there for the grandkids, because at the end of the day, or maybe she just wants Wendy to get dragged. Maybe now, after everything, she's okay with Wendy getting dragged and just let her be dragged. I don't know. I'm not sure if that's how she really feels. I don't know if she really thinks that she's trying to protect Wendy, but you're trying to protect someone. Like, these people have been investigated, they've been followed, their phones have been tapped, everything. If Wendy thinks that she's having private conversations right now, if she thinks that somebody isn't sitting outside of Publix watching her come in and out, that someone didn't tail her on her flight from Colorado to Florida, like, ma'am, you're being watched. They know how y'all Adelsons move. Anyway, let me let y'all go. I'm gonna see y'all tomorrow. So gosh, I cannot wait for the closing arguments, right? Because do you imagine? I mean, I don't know who's gonna do it, but if it's Jackie, baby, she better pray. Donna better be on her knees praying, because between her two lawyers, baby, it's gonna be a fiasco. The fact that they have 2 hours to deliver their statements, I don't think Jackie could talk for 2 hours. Jackie went on and on. It seemed like it was nonstop for 20 minutes, and she didn't even say anything in her opening statement. Her statement was awful. So it should be pretty entertaining. I'm sure Georgia's going to sum it all up, or Miss Dugan. They're going to sum it all up and put it right in a nice package with a pretty bow, and give and hand over the whole case like, here you go. And then the defense is going to, I don't know, try to be cute, and it should be entertaining. Okay. Anywho, I might stream that. I don't know. It depends on what I'm doing tomorrow. Maybe we'll talk about it when it's over. I feel like that's better. Anyway, you guys, take care. Have a good evening. I'll see y'all tomorrow. If you're new here, subscribe, set your notifications so when I go live, post a video, you will be notified. Other than that, I'll see y'all tomorrow, okay? Is she and Wendy estranged now? They haven't spoken since right after Charlie got after Charlie was found guilty. So whenever Charlie's verdict came, I think she texted her, she spoke with her, said she wasn't feeling like, they went through the text in this trial. Basically, she didn't feel like she had supported her brother enough. Charlie supported you. Now you're not guilty. Bury me in the dress that I bought for Lincoln's bar mitzvah, type of thing. And they haven't talked since then. So it's been like over a year and a half since they've spoken. And I'm assuming she hasn't talked to her dad. Maybe she's talked to her dad since this situation on the sly, but it's probably better for them to not speak right now until this is over. It's probably just better for all of them to just not talk until the air has cleared, and but until they get Wendy, I don't think they're gonna, they're still going to be listening to their phone calls and all of that stuff. So anyway, good night, y'all. I'll see you later. Take care.